Good evening, guys. This is Left and coming to you with another video. This entire video is going to be dedicated to crypts. So, with crypts and everything, there's a few things that you need to know and set up before you even go through and start exploring them and all. Like how to go through and increase your efficiency, how to have it to where you're spending less materials, all this other kind of stuff on it. But crypts are very, very good as far as going through and giving you prizes. So, very first thing, whenever I go through and I hop onto my game and everything, I know that like with my clan, I'm getting a whole heck of a lot of chests every single hour. And if you're in a good clan, they're going to go through and basically have it to where you have a certain mandate or a certain amount that you're expected to do, or they just basically highly encourage everybody to be as active as possible. Make sure that you're going through and hitting your crypts because this basically is not just a prize for you for going through and gathering it. It's also a prize for everybody else in the clan as far as what they get out of it. So everybody just got a 1 day speed up out of what that person did, which is a very, very cool thing. If you're gathering on your own for resources and all, yeah, you're getting the profits out of it, but nobody else is getting anything out of it. So if you want to help each other out, a clan that is helping each other a lot with crypts is going to grow a heck of a lot faster than a clan that's just trying to gather resources constantly. So with that being said, let's go through and take a look at what exactly you need to do before you even start exploring crypts. All right, so there is a that's fun. There is a certain captain, and his name is Carter, that is absolutely perfect for going through and exploring crypts. And the reason why is because with Carter, every single level that Carter goes up, he gains 1% efficiency on his crypts or a crypt exploring ability. So he has this 242 point bonus for every single time that he goes on out and goes to explore crypts. I also have him equipped with armor that is specific to exploring crypts. I also have it to where like we increase the crypt exploration efficiency with a gem. We have it to where we're looking at enchantments, going through and adding those in. So there are different things that you can add in order to make it to where you can hit these crypts a little bit easier. So the right armor being on, making sure that Carter is in there, and then you also have other things that you can go through and do. So like let's go into my city real quick. We'll just do the academy, make it easy. Okay, so with the academy and all, there's a section basically called archaeology. With archaeology, they have crypt exploration efficiency, and it has a few different ones of that all throughout. Crypt exploration efficiency, part 2. And I think we have a part 3. We also have common crypt exploration efficiency, rare, epic, all this other kind of stuff. So archaeology section is basically to where you need to go through and make sure that you're researching it and having it to where you're gradually getting through it. The next part as to what exactly you could do that'll help you out is when you're looking at your hero. They have a certain thing called tactics, right? So with the tactics, you can either put your points on battle tactics or expert battle tactics, economy, or archaeology. If you go into archaeology and you put your points here, right? We can have it to where we increase the amount of experience that is gained so that this way your Carter will level up quicker. We also have a crypt exploration efficiency. And one other thing that if you have your hero up high enough and everything, always start on the back end, the furthest down on the list or the furthest to the right on the list, because of the fact that what ends up happening is that if I click something over here, it's giving me a much, much higher bonus, 30%, than if I go all the way to the back over here, where it's only giving me 10% when it's maxed out. So when you're going at tactics, do 1, 1, 1, 1, get all the way down as far as you can, and then go through and pick the thing that you totally, utterly need, like this one right here, Crypt Exploration Efficiency, and all the ones that correspond with it all the way throughout. So we have tactics that you need to make sure is good. We also have it to where you got to look at the armor for your character and everything, make sure that's good. I put on your Thunder Drum because Carter does so much marching around my kingdom searching for crypts. To make him faster will also save me on speed ups. So with Carter, and then also there's another thing that you can always do. Under the premium little P part here, if you're playing on your computer, you'll have it come up like this. If you have it to where you're on your phone, this is on the left-hand side of your screen, the plus symbol, kind of like the first stage symbol. And then you have it to where it says like premium up at the very top. You could go through and click on it. There is one called Great Archaeologist, and it's 100% bonus in experience in crypts. So every single time that you basically explore a crypt, they're going to give you even more experience from it. 50% crypt exploration efficiency, so it's making it to where it's easier for you to hit those higher level crypts. 50% for target capacity, 100% for march speed to crypts. So it's going to speed you up. It's going to double your pace, make you 2 times faster. So always make sure that you go through and you activate that whenever you're having it to where you're going to be hitting up the crypts. Now I'm not going to do it just because of the fact that I'm basically explaining in this video more so than doing it, and even then I don't even need it on right now, to be honest with you. But you know what, I will hit some different crypts for you guys, so yeah, let's just add it on. Screw it. All right, now one other thing that everybody needs to make sure that they have is the watchtower. Now if you don't already have it and all, make sure that you always have this activated because it makes things so much easier. Like, because of the fact that it's a 7-day one or whatever, I could go through and spend, 25,000, gold on this. I am not exactly hurting for gold right now on my main. So I'm just going to be a butthead and just basically, yeah, I'm doing a 30-day. Who cares? All right. With that being said, now we have access to finding our crypts. So you have the different levels. It's a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. They're all basically multiples of 5. If you're hitting a level 5, that's like the beginning of the game type of level crypts. So you're basically hitting the lowest level ones. 35s are basically just for the epics. And that's the highest that it goes for epics. 30s for the rares. And then for the highest for the commons, the highest one is going to be a 25. Let me go through and adjust this around because right now you're staring at all the other ones that I don't feel like searching around. Like, when did they actually have it to where like I can find one of these? All right, so with that being said, right now, and for those of you that are like, what's the difference between a common, a rare, and an epic? Well, we're going to answer that real quick. If you already know this and everything, then just ignore the next 30 seconds or whatever. Common crypts are something to where it'll use your green tar. Your rare crypts will use the blue, and your epics will use the purple. Now, here's the problem. Your rare tar, I mean, it's rare, but it's not like, all that difficult in order to get your hands on it. Whether or not it's by sales or whether or not it's by prizes in different parts of the game. Your epic tar, you can buy it by sales or different prizes throughout the game. But you notice it's so much easier in order to get the blue tar than it is to get the purple tar. And it's a hell of a lot easier to get the green than it is to get the other ones. Okay, now, here's the other difference in them. Common, you do not need a key in order to get into it. You just need green tar. Your epics, all you basically need is the purple tar and you can get into it. Now here's the difference in between the rares. The rares, you need a key in order to unlock it, and then you can go through and explore it. So let's say that, for instance, that we looked at a 30. I'm going to have to shift this because I know 30s aren't that common. Yeah, people are doing a run on these right now. So right now I have an obscene amount of rare, keys for level 30 and everything. So I would go through and I'd hit open, and then I would go through and explore it and all. Let me make sure that nobody else is going for this. Okay, so I'm going to open it up real quick, send my guy to explore, speed this up real super quick. Because sad to say, in this kingdom, when there's only one rare level 30 and everything, that means a lot of people are going for it right now. So anytime that you ever hit a rare crypt, you have to unlock it first. If it's already unlocked, that means that somebody else did it, and it's probably not a good idea to go piss them off and go through and explore it yourself. Just saying. You're going to piss people off if you poach their crypts, especially when they've been unlocking them. Oh, yeah. Now, there is always the argument like, hey, if you unlocked it, then you should have explored it immediately. But I've seen it to where people like, they just sometimes don't care and they just hit it up anyways. All right, so that's basically like, exploring of a rare. Exploring of an epic, there's a reason why when you're looking at this list, let's say I put all these back on. And I was to just put it on the 25 to, let's put it on the 30 to 25 level. There is a reason why the 35s are easy to find. It's because of the fact that hardly anybody has the funds, the purple epic tar, in order to go through and be hitting these up all the dang time. That's the reason why it is that they're so darn plentiful. 10 kilometers away, 11, 16, 22. Now look at what happens when I look at the 30s. A little bit further out, 16, 27, 33, but then the numbers, it's not as plentiful. Now let's go through and look at the 25s. A little bit less plentiful. Because of the fact that the 25s are easier for people to hit and everything, it doesn't cost you as much, tar and everything else. And so a lot of people are going with the lower level ones. So an epic is much more difficult as far as like when you're looking at the higher levels. Now, for commons, commons are basically to where, especially when you're looking at a level 25 in a kingdom like mine, where it's a veteran kingdom, these things are going to be extremely rare and they go quickly because of the fact that so many of the upper tier players, they're only going to be hitting the level 25 common crypts. They don't waste their time and speed ups on level 20, is it just takes them too dang long in order to do it. I mean, even though it's like a send out and send back, and you could probably get it back within 30 seconds per Carter and everything, that's still 30 seconds of my life that I wasted on a level 20 crypt. Not worth it. So they're only going after the 25s. Now, you got to figure out as far as what level of crypt you can hit. Are you hitting a 5? Is that, the highest that you can do where you're hitting it in one hit? If you're having it to where you're sending out 2 to 3 captains in order to go hit a level 15, you're probably doing the wrong level crypt. Why don't you just send out one at a time in order to go hit a 10 or or a 5? You can have a whole bunch of 5s and everything like that. Granted, it's not as good a prizes and everything. But for me, I know that I can comfortably, with or without that archaeologist, or like master archaeologist from the premium, I can hit a 25 in my sleep and Carter's not going to break a sweat. So then you got to basically figure out like, okay, what's my upper level? Like right now, my Carter, between the armor that he has, the level that he's at, which is 242, I can hit a level 30 for a rare or epic level crypt and have it to where he can do it in one shot. I cannot hit a 35 for epic. Not in one swipe. So therefore, I'm not going after any 35s because of the fact that it's too much darn cost. Cost versus reward, not a good idea. Okay, so now that you know the difference between a common, how often they pop up, or a common, rare, and a, epic, how often they pop up, what exactly are the prizes? What can you look forward to? So let's say, for instance, that we were to aim for this one. This one is a epic level crypt. It's a level 25 and everything. And it gives you all these different possibilities as to the different prizes that could possibly be in there. Now, the good thing is, though, that when you look at these, is that they have a bunch of the different, armor and everything that they could possibly give you. But a lot of times they're just going to give you the normal run of the mill, like, building supplies or, random silver and everything. Granted, I wish that they were given more of these, like, bone infusions or whatever. Probably not. Is these things are the things that I actually need in order to go through and get different types of armor. So you have to basically figure out what you're looking for, how high a price is, what you can afford, everything else. So for me, I have a huge crap ton of, common tar at this point. It's obscene. So that's because of the fact that whenever I'm going through and trying to make my points for the week or for the 2 week time period, I'm going after the epics first, and then I'm going to hit these up second. I have a good bit of keys because Ragnarok just went and I purchased a whole crap ton of them. So that's the reason why I can hit as many rares as I want right now, which, granted, I'm capped off at 160 some odd or whatever. If I was to do level 25 common crypts, in order to burn through 77 million of, tar, it would roughly take me about 5 days of just clicking on one crypt after another, even with max speed on every single one. That's how long this is going to take me in order to burn through this. Needless to say, I have other things to do. But I will gradually start bleeding this down or something. Okay, so now that we have a different, like an idea on what you can expect from the crypts and everything, let's go through and look at the results of them. So we have a level 25 crypt, 8 hour speed up. So, like, take a look at these as far as, what exactly you're getting, and then you get an idea as far as, okay, I can expect this out of this out of that. This is the most common thing. And you start to notice what exactly you're looking for. Like, when I was doing the level 35 epic crypts, a lot of times I was getting a 7 day speed up. And don't get me wrong, 7 day speed ups are awesome, especially when you have huge research that you need like thousands of days in order to go through and wait in order to get it to burn down. But after a while, when you're a high level clan, you don't need speed ups anymore. So I stopped hitting the 35s and just was like, okay, I'll hit the 30s. And you can kind of start to notice like patterns as far as like, okay, if I'm hitting the 20s for rares, I can expect more of this versus the 25 for commons. Which one is better for the prices that I'm going to get out of all this? So you have to basically go through and decide like, what am I trying to help out my clan with? What do I need? Do I need armor? Do I need more like building resources? Which different types of crypts am I going to hit? Am I going to hit the ones that look like this? Or it's kind of like Frodo's little hobbit town, type of thing? Am I going to look for this rocky little whatever the heck this is? Think about like what exactly your crypt, what you want to look like versus what the prizes are that comes out of it. And then you get a decent idea over, hey, I'm going to be trying to hit this or I'm going to be trying to hit that. Like there's the Elven Citadels and everything. Don't worry, it's not a crypt. But in order to hit the rare crypts and everything, you have to go through and destroy Elven Citadels in order to go through and get the keys for those. So if you're trying to hit a 15 rare and you're trying to get a blue level key and everything, you need to go destroy a level 15 Elven Citadel in order to go through and get these. So one of the things that my clan does that really helps out, and it should be expected from all clans, how many citadels are you destroying per week? Because, or per day. Like with my clan, I think it's like 10 per day that they expect. Granted, a lot of people don't hit it. I don't hit it. I'm sorry to say this, but I never hit that mark because of the fact that it costs me a whole heck of a lot of potions in order to go through and revive my guys if I'm going through and hitting it that way. And I don't want to bleed down my mercs too much. So with this, right, you got to figure out like, okay, my army can handle a level 10 Elven Citadel. Like, granted, my army right now can handle level 30s. But let's say, for instance, that you're a G5. Then you should be hitting probably a 10 or a 15 Elven Citadel. That means that your archaeology probably needs to be set at a level 3 crypt or a level 4 crypt. Like maybe you might be able to hit up to a level 20 for a common crypt. Maybe. Doubt it, but maybe. And so you kind of get an idea as far as what you should be going for, what is in your reach. This is easily within your reach and everything. Great, go for it. If it's to where it's out of your reach and you have to send multiple trips, don't do it. Okay, so we've talked about which captain to use, which is Carter. We talked about the different bonuses, whether or not we're looking at your, gosh, brain fart. Anyways, whether or not you're looking at your academy with your archaeology section or whether or not you're looking at your tactics for your hero and all, this is basically the different, things that you can do in order to increase your ability in order to hit these crypts. All right. With that being said, I think I'm pretty good as far as covering this. I hope so. Just saying. The other thing that you might want to consider is, and this will be the last thing I'm going to say about this, because a lot of times when you're in a lower level clan and everything, you see people doing this. They're trying to get tar and they're trying to get it from all different kinds of places. The way that you get lots of tar really quick in this game is that you have to hit the Ancients. The Ancient Summon event, which I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about for those of you that don't know. So in 1 day and 12 hours, it's always my least favorite day of the week, we have the Ancients that pops up. We also have it to where the Merc Exchange or trade routes is basically going to go through and hit. When you hit these and everything, it's to where, like, as you destroy the Ancients, you're going to get all these different prizes and chests. And a part of it is that it's going to be giving you tar as a part of it. It gives you a lot of different prizes and everything, but tar is one of them. That is the main way that people in the higher level clans are getting their tar. It's because you're getting, like, per week, I'm getting about 4 million or more in regular common level tar from participating in our clan destroying the Ancients. Am I going to be able to use that up? It's going to take me hours and hours in order to go through and use all that up. So thus you see the reason why I have so much freaking tar at this point. So when you're looking at like crypts, how you get the tar, your bonuses, what crypts you should hit, what crypts you shouldn't hit, have it to where you always like basically do within your means. With my third clan or my third account, the clan that it's in is expecting me to hit 15 crypts per day of level 15 and above. So I know that if I did a level 20, I cannot do it in one fell swoop. So I hit level 15 crypts per day. When I'm talking about my main, I sometimes will go through and sit down and I'll load up Carter and everything as one of my captains. I will set on my great archaeologist mode and everything, and I will sit here and I will hit crypts for 4 to 5 hours straight. This is what I'm doing. I'm just going to plow through it and get it done. Or have it to where like I do it for like an hour or two or something like that. But I have it to where I do it some days to where I'm hitting it really hard, other days to where I'm not. The other thing is to where there are certain events that are completely geared towards this. So there's an event called Crypt Raiders, and it's right here and everything. Crypt Raiders basically gives you points for going through and hitting different, crypts and everything. If you're hitting epics more than everything else, then you're going to get a crap ton of points very quickly. Epics are worth more than common ones. The other thing that they have that's kind of related to this and everything is Tar Mastery. I want to see if I can find it. Ah, there it is. Tar mastery is basically to where, let's say for instance, that if you were looking in your miscellaneous section of your items and you go down to the bottom, you have all this different tar that you might get from different types of prizes, situations, whatever. And you can go through and add it in. Now, granted, I already have so much tar in there, it doesn't really matter and everything. But let's say, for instance, that I added it on in. Then I would get points on my tar mastery because it says that I've obtained tar when all I really did was just open up some items I had sitting around. The good thing is, though, that your enemies cannot steal tar that is in a liquid form or whatever, like to where you actually have it as a part of you. But it's also to where if you get above a certain level, then I can't go through and have it to where I'm making it at 1158 per hour and it's still adding to my total because I'm above capacity of 87,000. So needless to say, as long as I'm above 87,000 for my tar, I can't go through and make anything and really add to my total. But I get so much of it per week that don't even matter. Or that doesn't even matter. Alright. I think with that being said, that covers the subject. So hopefully you guys learned something out of Crypts, what you should do, what you should not do, the bonuses that go into it, the captain that you should be using, what you can do comfortably and everything. Make sure that you're doing it in one hit as opposed to more than one because of the fact that then you'll be wasting it. The only other thing that I think I should mention, let's say, for instance, right, that you get down to the point to where you're almost out of tar. And you see this on the phone and everything to where what it'll do is there will be a green slide bar or a purple slide bar depending upon what type of crypt you're hitting, in this case purple. If you have it to where the purple is all the way the heck in the middle of it right here, that means you're not going to be hitting it at max efficiency. There's a reason why if you get above a certain threshold that it will give you a 10% bonus. So anything above like a certain amount, it's going to give me a 10% bonus in efficiency. So I want to make sure that every single time that I hit a crypt that is basically like, for this level 20 or whatever, that I have it to where I have at least 14,500 in my epic level, is otherwise I probably will not be finishing off this. Oh, you gotta be kidding, it stalled out on me. Oh, you're so mean. It'll probably have it to where it like will not, get all of it. And what other people will do, and this happened in Kingdom 500, was they were poaching each other's crypts. They were having it to where they were going around and basically, if somebody was a certain amount of percent, like if it wasn't at 0%, and let's say that you hit one time on it and got to like 50 or 60, somebody else from that clan would go through and then hit the rest of it for you, but then you're not getting the prize out of it for your clan. They are for theirs, and they use less of their tar in the process of doing it. So if you don't want that to happen to you where you're getting screwed over, then make sure that you hit it in one fell swoop. With that being said, that is all for this video about Crypts. I hope that you guys learned something out of it. If you want to, hit the like button. That'd be awesome. If you want to go through and have it to where you subscribe, you can subscribe. I really don't care. I hope you do, but I really don't care. And then if you want to go through and contact me, the best way to go through and do this, granted my whole entire screen is frozen up, is to where you just contact me in Kingdom 100. The name is Leffinan, Lefinanan. It's right up here. And just go through and find me. I'm in the bottom center of it, basically where like this area is. You can go through and find my city, and then you can go through and contact me easily. And I will gladly answer any questions that you have. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Other than that, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.